So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be making the perfect pasta alla Zozzona. So, to start with, these are your ingredients. You're going to need 4 egg yolks, just the yolks, not the whites. You are going to need 2 cans or 400 grams of peeled plum tomatoes. No, 800 grams, sorry, 400 per can. You are going to need 2 or 3 fennel sausages. These should be sold at a butcher's or the local supermarket. You're going to need about 150 grams of smoked or unsmoked pancetta, salt and pepper, olive oil, and 90 grams of pecorino romano, or as a last resort, parmesan, but pecorino's better. So, your equipment: knives, obviously. Oh, I also forgot to mention, you're going to need half an onion, brown. So, like I was saying, knives, 2 dishes, a grater, a cup for the whites, and I think that's all the equipment we need. So, without further ado, let's get into preparing. To start with, you are going to peel an onion. Wow, that peeled well. Careful with knives. Best way to hold it: index and thumb, like that, on the edge of the blade. Rest of your fingers on the handle, and have your fingers in a claw position, and just move the knife like that, and then you can find a rhythm. So like that, up, down. So, top and tail your onion, and peel it. I don't want to peel too easily. First layer did. There we are. So, now what you're going to do is you're going to hold the knife like you did before. And if you need to, if you didn't manage to top and tail it properly earlier, now's your time to get it done. So, hold the knife properly. You're going to cut this into semicircles. What I like to do is I like to do some and then get the fine chopping done. And then you can move on to doing the other half. Just for me, I find it makes it a bit quicker, and also what you can do is you can stack the onion back up, and then you can just cut all in one like so, and then you're getting more done than you normally would. So let's do this last bit. So, these bits of skin down here. Just get like that. Honestly, I can do this after. Right. Now we're gonna push that to the side. Always keep the blade away from you. Safety reasons, obviously. And just start doing what you did earlier. Cutting it into semicircles. And then cutting it into those lovely cubes. So you've got a nice slice and diced onion. Now, if your eyes water when you cut an onion, there's two tricks you can do. My favourite, obviously, is putting a piece of bread in your mouth. The other option is having a wet tissue or paper towel next to your board. I don't know how that works, but it does. I do recommend the bread one because you get to eat it at the end. So yeah, for me, it's not too bad. It doesn't really make my eyes water. Occasionally it does. Brown onions don't really do that for me. It's more red, but if they both do it for you, use the techniques I've just mentioned. Really helps, and it means you can cut the onion faster, easier, and painlessly. So make sure you dice your onion so that it'll cook properly. It doesn't matter if you're mixing all the stuff together on the chopping board, it's all going in the same pan, so there's going to be similar tastes anyway. So, go, last bit. So, now that we've got that done, let us move on to the pancetta. So guys, now you're going to need your pancetta. So at your local supermarket, you should have packs of 2. They're both 130, so I'm going to be using one of them because it's closer to 150 grams. So, hopefully we don't need to use the knife to get in. Let's find the peel tab. I think I might have got it. Ooh. There we go. Right. So, usually I would put it straight into the pan, but today I'm going to prepare it and then it can all just go in the pan and it's easier. I don't have to do things whilst it's cooking, so I can just focus on stirring. So, one of these slapped into the bowl or pan, whichever you're using, and just put the remainder of your pancetta back in the fridge, or you can cook it separately and eat it as a crispy snack. Depends. So, now what we're going to do is, one second, I'm going to need to get a plate for this. Right. So, next you're going to get your fennel sausage, or in Italian that's salsiccia al finocchio. So you're gonna, like I said, start 2 to 3 of these fennel sausages is enough. If you're making for one person, I'd just do 1, but depends how much you want. If you want leftovers, use more than 1 for one person. So, wow, that's strong. Woo. So, sausage finocchio 1 and 2. I gave it on the Italian. I don't like fennel, so that's not the best smell. So, put those back in the fridge. Or again, cook them. Either one. In fact, I'm going to need a fork. Because once you've taken the skin off, you're going to want to mash it up into a paste. So, what you want to do is use a small knife, make a slit in the sausage, and unlike me, if you're able to find the gap of the skin, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the skin off. Oh well. I'm going to cut here and I'll have these prepared when we come back. See ya. So guys, now what you're going to need is your peeled plum tomatoes. Right. And what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to put them in a dish. Come on. Oi, there we go. So, let's just roll my sleeves up. This is the dirty work. I'll do it once. No, wait. I'll do that once I've mashed these. So this is the dirty bit, like I said. You're gonna wanna get your hands and you're gonna wanna squeeze it. It's horrible and it feels horrible but nice at the same time.
What?
So, just make sure you're crushing all the big chunks of tomato like that. Squash it. And then make sure, like I haven't done, that you don't spill any. Because I've made a bit of a mess, but we can clear that up, that's fine. So, it's almost nice. It's a bit like getting wet mud on your hands, but it's got like tiny rocks in it that just roll around on your hand and it's horrible. So now that they're crushed to a point, you're gonna want to get your other can and open. Oh, there we go. So, now. So guys, now you're going to want to add the second can of your peeled plum tomatoes and a squeeze. Oh, it's not very easy in a small dish.
That's what she said.
But I'll make do. Because I don't know if there's any bigger ones. So, crush them like you did the first can. Take all your anger out on the tomatoes and squeeze them as hard as you can. Okay. And just search in the bowl for any big chunks of tomato that might need squashing. a couple more that I can find. Any more for any more? Squash. Ooh. Right. So, I think that should be done. Oh, I might just find another one. No. Don't think there is. So, without further ado, let's move on to the pancetta. No, not the pancetta, sorry. The pecorino and egg. So guys, now you're going to want to do your 4 eggs. Ooh, that was weird. So, there's a trick you can use. So crack it onto the plate. And then get an egg cup. Cover up the yolk. Get the mug that I said about when I explained equipment, and tip the white into the cup, and then take your yolk and put it into a bowl, just like, make sure all the white's gone. And the yolk into the bowl, and that is just yolk, no white. So, repeat that 3 more times, and you should have perfectly separated eggs. So you'll know that it's properly separated, like you'll know that you've got just the yolk when it makes like a kind of sound. This one's a bit of a big yolk. I think I might have broken it. So, the second egg, egg cup, make sure it fits, the yolk a little bit big. So, like earlier, put the white in there. Just want the yolk, and in it goes. Okay, so that's 2 eggs down. Egg number 3. Okay. So. Get your white. And there. Yolk in the bowl. Last one. And get it out. like. And the yolk in there. Okay. So, just rinse off my hands. So, now you're going to want to get the pecorino or the or your parmigiana, whichever one you're using, preferably pecorino. So, you're going to need, if I haven't already mentioned this, about 90 grams of your chosen cheese. So 4 heaped tablespoons. So it should look like quite a lot because you need to make sure that it's a nice, thick, creamy mixture of egg and cheese, but without cream because you don't need cream. The creaminess comes from, well, the cheese and the egg mixture. So, let's keep going. Probably say that's enough. I might need to add a bit more, you never know. If you do, it's fine, because it's all about finding the right point. So mix it in, and it should start to become this thick, nice, creamy mixture. Should be like a thick orange, almost wet clay kind of texture. I'm going to add a bit more cheese just because I think it needs it. Mix that in. So, once you've mixed your egg and cheese, I think it's probably time to start the cooking phase. So, let's get on with it. So guys, now you're going to want to add a touch of olive oil, that doesn't work, to the pan. And let me get the lid. Whoops. So, you honestly, I hate induction hobs. How does this thing even turn on? So I want that one. I have to hold down all. There we go. Right, that one. What do I want? Right. It started. Okay. So we want to let the oil heat up. So get it around the pan. Once the oil's hot, you're going to add your 150 grams of pancetta. Personally, I did have to add another one because I'm making this for 5 people, not just the 1, 2 or 3 you might be making it for. So use both of them if you are making for more than, I'd say, more than 3 people. So where's this gone hot, we are going to add the pancetta. So, let's put this there. And the spatula. Boom! Spoonatula. It's a spoon and a spatula. If you know, you know. So, mix that around. I'm not hearing the sound of sizzling. I'm not liking it. So, leave this for about 7 minutes and should be nice and golden brown and crispy. So guys, the pancetta needs to be nice and crispy like mine is now. It's nice and golden. So let's put the spoon of cheddar to the side and get either a slotted spoon if you can, or just a regular spoon. Nice big one so you can get a lot of it. Get a dish and put your pancetta in to your dish. So, the best way to do this might be bring it all to the bottom. And I can just scoop it up like so. The only problem is with that method, you get quite a bit of fat, but I'll do it differently. I'll just scoop it straight across. So, now that we've done that, I think the next step is cooking the Italian sausage. So, without further ado, let's move on. So guys, I was wrong. You don't do the sausage next. What you do is you brown your onion, and then once you brown your onion, you need to add the pancetta back in, and then we do the sausage. And there's something that you can do that'll really enhance the sauce and bring out the flavours. Spoonfuls coming back. Smells good. Oh yeah. The onion mixed with the smell of the smoky pancetta is just unmatched. Wonderful. So, keep mixing this. Once your onion's nice and brown, probably in about 2 or 3 minutes, then you can add back your pancetta and move on to the sausage. So, see you. That's ready. So guys, now you're going to want to turn your heat down a bit so that you're not burning the onion, and add in the pancetta. Stir it around a bit with your spatula or spoon, or both, spoonchula. So, let's mix together. Now, get a bowl of screen, don't worry, I'll be back. Get your sausage and put it into the pan, and there we are. So, mix it in. Break it up a bit. Just keep breaking it up so that you're not getting clumps of sausage.
That's what she said.
In your meal. It does not taste very good, and it's all fatty. Oh my god. You do not want that. It does not work at all. So, whilst that's cooking off. Not cooking off, sorry. Let's turn that up a bit. So, make sure the sausage is cooking. And once it's nice and crispy and it's cooked, you can add the tomatoes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a splash of white wine into the tomato sauce kind of thing. So, I'll see you when it's cooked and ready. So, now that you have cooked and browned your sausage, that sounds, you're going to want to add a touch of wine, which I've already done. Really elevates the sauce. I would recommend using white wine rather than red wine. Red wine is a bit bitter for a sauce like this. White wine has a bit of a fruitier flavour. So you really want to elevate the sauce. Make sure you cook off the wine, or else all you can taste is alcohol, and it's not very nice, especially with fennel. Because personally, I don't like fennel, but it sort of works when it's cooked with other ingredients. So, once you've cooked off your wine, the next step is to add the tomato sauce. Oh, it smells good. So, I think now is the time to add the tomatoes. So, there we are. I'm sorry, spatula, you've got tomato sauce on you, but it's fine. Mix it all together. I hate induction hobs, they're so annoying. Okay. Why turn off and on again? Right, so you want to let your tomato sauce cook and infuse with the other ingredients, and once you've done that, you're going to add the cheese and egg mixture, which I will show in a second. Thank you. So guys, now that it's cooking for a bit, you need to add some pepper. Oh yeah, look at that. This is smelling so good. You need a lot of pepper, because Zozzona is a mix of three Italian dishes. So it's a Roman dish that's a mix of cacio e pepe, carbonara, and pasta amatriciana. So I'll put on the screen all of the three dishes, what they all look like. Cacio e pepe is similar to carbonara, but it's different in the fact that it doesn't have the pancetta in it, or the eggs, I don't think. It's all just cacio e pepe is just cheese, pepper, and obviously pasta. But the cheese is either pecorino romano again, or parmigiano reggiano again. So I think this is cooking well, and once this is cooked, I'm going to mix it in with the pasta and we will add the cheese and egg mix. So, I'll see you when we get mixing. Bye bye. Now what you want to do is you're going to want to pour your sauce into your pasta, and now we're going to use a spatula to mix it in, because you don't want to have the sauce just dolloped on top, because that doesn't work and it's not right. So mix it well, get the sauce into the pasta, and then get a good bite. So now add the egg mix. Now this bit might be difficult because it's quite thick, so it needs to be in properly with a fork or a spoon. I'm going to start using this fork because it's not very good. Let's use a spoon. And now that should just about be done. So mix it through. And there you have a nice thick pasta alla Zozzona. E ora si mangia.